I'm Kate from the Small Things blog. Today I'm going to show you how to style your hair in sort of a hot rolled or curled with a curling iron look with a headband. And we're going to do 2 headbands and then make a little bit of volume in between both of them. I'm sure you've seen a style like this before, but I thought it would be pretty for the holidays, or if you have sort of a fancy occasion that you need to go to but you don't want to put your hair up. This is a great way to do a little bit with your hair without going through the process of doing an updo or a half up style. So I curled my hair with a 1-inch barrel curling iron and then just set it in these clips. You can see it's not very cleanly done. It doesn't matter for this style, so even if this is the first time you've hot rolled your hair, if you want to use hot rollers and clamp those in there, or if you just want to curl your ends and sort of wrap it up with the curling iron, it doesn't have to be perfect. You can kind of part wherever, but you just need those ends and those sections clipped and cooled down completely so they hold the most. So we'll just let the clips out. It doesn't matter what length hair you have, you can start really with anything. You'd want to have hair long enough to where you can get a curl in there, but even if you have short hair, this would be a really good look. So the only difference between hot rolling your hair and curling the ends with the curling iron like I did is you get a little bit more curl sometimes if you use a curling iron. But if you have hair that's resistant to curl, go with the hot rollers because it'll kind of secure that curl in there much longer. So once you have the pins taken out of your hair, just run your fingers through it to kind of soften up the curl. We're not going to have a part in our hair, so it doesn't matter which side that goes. Okay. And then in order to get the hair really workable so you'll have a lot of hold and texture throughout the entire night, I recommend using some kind of dry shampoo or makeover spray. I've talked about this before. I really love this makeover spray by KMS. It's called Hair Play Makeover Spray. It's very similar to a dry shampoo. It's very clean feeling. It doesn't leave any sort of residue, no waxy finish or anything like that on your hair. And since I'm starting with clean hair, I'm not going to focus any of it on my roots, but if you've got dirty hair, go ahead and put a little dry shampoo or makeover spray at your roots to give it a little bit of lift. My goal is basically to add texture and keep the curls from sort of returning to their original curl pattern and looking all separate on the hair. So this will kind of mess them up a little bit. Okay, so once you've got a good amount of texture in there, make sure it's relatively evenly distributed. And now we'll start teasing. So like I said, it doesn't matter where your part is because it's all going to be going back, but I would still kind of start with the mohawk section of teasing and then go on the sides. So we're going to start on the very top and just give a little bit of cushion at the roots. We're going to go all the way down to the nape of our neck. Okay, so once you have the mohawk section done, go ahead and do the sides. I think that's probably big enough. Okay, once you have a good foundation built all over, we're going to lightly soften it out, but you don't want to overdo it. So just focus on smoothing out the top part of your hair since the rest of it's going to be covered. And since we're not putting our hair up or anything, you can count on this style relaxing a little bit. So even as you're getting ready, if you're like, this is way too big, I am not comfortable with this, leave it. And then by the time you get to wherever you're going, promise you, it will have chilled out a little, fallen a little bit, and then you'll be at a good volume level. So all I'm doing is softening the top section without putting my fingers all the way to the scalp to get rid of too much teasing. Okay, Now we're going to put a little bit of hairspray in it just so it'll hold. But this won't be the same amount that we'll use for finishing. Okay, so once you've given it a little bit of hold, take your comb and smooth through this top section. To make sure it's all uniform and you don't have any pieces. And then grab a headband. I'm going to use two skinny metal headbands. One's black and one's gray, but I don't really care. If you want two that match, get two that match. If you want to go ahead and buy a headband that comes pre-made in this sort of setup, so it's connected at the ends, you can do that. So we'll put this in and everything is going back. And soften up the top if you need to. Make sure you don't have any parts like that. So you kind of need to pull the hair over where you need to do that. Okay, so once you're all smooth going back, a little bit of hairspray won't hurt. And then we'll grab our second headband and do the same exact thing. And then once you get that to a good placement close to your face, that second one you just put in, go ahead and push that first one back. And by doing that, you're going to bump up a little bit of the hair in between, which is a good thing. If you need to, you can kind of grab with your fingers and lift that up a little bit. But you don't want it to be super flat. If you need a little help too, lifting some of that hair between both pins, just open up a duckbill clip or a bobby pin and kind of pull a little bit of that hair up. This will just give you a good tool to help with that. Okay, so once you're at a good level right there, I would spray with a good amount of hairspray. And then if you're uncomfortable with the amount of height you're left with back here, you can kind of just smooth it down with your hands. And again, plan on it loosening up a little bit and softening. And then finish with a little bit of hairspray on the sides. Make sure the back is all full and you've got no parts showing at all. And finish with a little hairspray back there. Okay, now you're all set for any kind of party. This could be something casual or something really formal. You could do like a low style from here and leave all this volume on the sides if you want to, or you can just go out like this and you've got kind of a bouncy curled headband style with a little bit more interesting than just a plain headband or a thicker one. So if you want to see any other hair tutorials, be sure to check my blog, thesmallthingsblog.com, under the hair page. I've got a huge variety up there for you, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial.